Las Vegas Raiders and Davante Adams are now looking to split ways, looking for a trade. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's more of a mutual decision. We'll get to that in a second. But I know exactly which team should go get Davante Adams, and it's not the New York Jets. Spoiler alert. This team really should go out and get him. Let's talk about who that team is. But first, you got to subscribe, man. You got to go leave a comment down below who your favorite NFL team is. And if you do that, I will keep pumping out football conversations for us to have. And let's enjoy the good talks. There we go. All right. So, the two teams that are at the top of Davante Adams' list to be traded to are the New Orleans Saints and former quarterback, former friend, or his current friend, Derek Carr. And the other team is, of course, the New York Jets with former quarterback, friend, someone he's really familiar with, and Aaron Rodgers. Both are relatively contenders, I'd say, as well. The Saints sitting at a 2-2 record. Actually, both teams sitting at a 2-2 record, if I'm not mistaken. The Jets just had that tough loss to the Denver Broncos in a 10-9 ball game. Obviously, could use a little bit more offense there. The Saints didn't look too much better this past week against the Atlanta Falcons. Could use some more offensive help as well. In a receiving room that has Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed, Davante Adams would really bolster the depth as well as the star power between him and Chris Olave. And I could say the exact same thing about the New York Jets as well, who have pretty much Allen Lazard and, of course, Garrett Wilson, and now boost that star power of Davante Adams teaming up with Garrett Wilson. I think that would be a really good threat. Obviously, I like Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback a little bit better than Derek Carr, but Derek Carr is having a great year so far, and I would like to see him go to either one of these teams. Don't get me wrong, but there is a team that I would rather see go pick up Davante Adams, and not necessarily because I think it's the greatest fit. It might not be the greatest chemistry, but because it would show the NFL world that they mean business and that they're here, they're ready. All right, but first, let's talk about Davante Adams and his back and forth situation with the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, of course he arrived after spending some time in the league, drafted in the second round by the Green Bay Packers, worked with Aaron Rodgers and worked really well with Aaron Rodgers for a few years. Then he gets traded. There was a lack of money. There was a little bit of an issue with the Green Bay organization. So he ends up in Las Vegas, which is where he wanted to be with Derek Carr. And I don't think there's any issues between Davante Adams and the Las Vegas Raiders organization, besides the fact that the Raiders just are really good at losing. And that's not Davante Adams' favorite thing. Also, there's only so much poor quarterback play you can really deal with as a star receiver, probably on the back half of his prime, right? I think he's still in his prime, but he's not getting any younger is what I'm saying, all right? And so he wants to go play for a contender. He wants to go play with someone who's going to get him the ball consistently, and the Raiders just have not done that, okay? All right? And so obviously the worst situation that Davante Adams could do is go either play in a Steelers offense with freaking Arthur Smith, who just doesn't get his star players the ball, and or the Atlanta Falcons, who still are struggling to get Kyle Pitts the receiving targets that he should. Those are the two teams he's definitely not going to go to, right? Obviously. But, and that's not the point of today's video. The point of today's video is he should get to a contender. He should get to a team that is an underdog, but still a contender in my eyes. In my eyes. But I feel like Davante Adams has been in trade rumors ever since the day that Derek Carr left the Raiders. And I think it's for good reason. Of course, like I said, Davante, I think, enjoys Las Vegas. He likes being a Raider. He just doesn't like losing. And he's one of those top-end guys that, usually don't stay in that kind of situation, especially since he's been traded once already. So, again, Davante wants to go to the Jets or the Saints. And I think he's more willing to go with whatever options outside of those two. But those are definitely his favorites. The Raiders love Davante. They want to do good by him. So they're probably going to send him to one of those two teams unless another team offers a decent package. The package that the Las Vegas Raiders are currently looking for is a second-round pick and some. What that and some is, I don't know if that's a third-round pick or if that's a seventh-round pick. Most teams can offer this. The biggest issue is cap space, and that's the biggest reason why the Raiders are looking to trade him, is it's going to clear up a lot of cap. And of course, it's going to go down by almost $1 million about each week. I think that the team that really should go get Davante Adams is not the New York Jets, is not the New Orleans Saints, but is the Washington Commanders. Is the Washington Commanders, and let me tell you why. All right, this team has looked really, really good. I don't think we thought the Commanders would win more than 3 games, and they've already won 3 games. Okay, this team is solid. Jaden Daniels is one of the best rookie quarterbacks of all time by percentage. All right? Maybe not by passing yards, but he's getting there. He's throwing for more passing yards each game. He's looking really good last game, dismantling the Arizona Cardinals, who have not the greatest defense in the world. I'll give you that. But putting up 42 points on any NFL team is no easy shot for a rookie quarterback. Okay? Jaden Daniels has arrived, and he is looking really good. And I keep saying I want to say the Redskins. The Commanders have Terry McLaurin, don't get me wrong, but the depth isn't there for the receiving room after they lost Jahan Dotson via trade to the Eagles and Curtis Samuel to the Buffalo Bills this offseason. I would like to see another star receiver in that Commanders locker room. Maybe somebody with a lot of leadership abilities, such as Davante Adams, which was showcased over the receiver documentary series on Netflix this summer. I think everybody knows that Davante Adams is kind of that guy, and is a loud, vocal guy, is going to do what he needs to do, and is really going to help coach a young quarterback such as Jaden Daniels. All right? Terry McLaurin can only do so much because he's never really played with a great quarterback. All right? Davante Adams has. All right? Davante Adams played with a top 10 quarterback of all time, probably top 5 in Aaron Rodgers. And, yeah, I think he can really. What this is telling me, and what tells the fans, and what tells the rest of the NFL, is that the Washington Commanders mean business. They are no longer the laughingstock of the NFL, and they have the front office, the organization, the brass to go make this trade. I don't know how familiar you are with the front office of the Washington Commanders, but they're basketball guys. They're not even football guys. They come from a basketball background. And they were very successful in basketball, and now they're going to go do the same thing in football. All right? They want to build just the biggest kind of roster, the one that makes your eyes pop, and the one that works. And I think Davante Adams is a risk that they're willing to take. They're willing to go make out some gambles, whereas Dan Snyder wasn't. Okay? Now, this team could be really scary if you get another great elite weapon in Davante Adams, who has 18 receptions, over 200 yards, and a touchdown so far this season. And again, I think single-handedly beat the Ravens pretty much. Obviously, he didn't play last week. He's probably not going to play this week. He might even miss another week if the Raiders don't trade him. But I don't think the injury is as bad as they say, or as bad as... I don't think he's hurt enough to miss this week's game. I think he's just trying not to get hurt so that he can get traded this season. And I think the Washington Commanders is a perfect fit. I think it just makes a lot of sense. Washington needs something to get excited about. The NFC East is wide open right now. The Eagles aren't looking dominant. The Cowboys sure as heck aren't looking dominant. And, of course, there's the New York Football Giants who just suck at life. So, snatch your moment. Snatch your moment. Nothing else. I think this really helps the progression of Jaden Daniels. For the experience of Davante Adams, for the big target of Davante Adams, for the confidence that will be instilled in him by Davante Adams, not only as a leader, but as a ball catcher, as an elite receiver. He's going to go make some plays. He's going to go be able to throw the ball a lot downfield a lot more. And I think that's just a weapon that Jaden Daniels needs to really further his development in this rookie season. It's already looked really good. You add this kind of a weapon. Maybe you go get a nice defensive player at the trade deadline as well. And this team could be scary. I already think this is a playoff team. You have one of the you have your top 5 in cap room available. It makes sense for the Washington Commanders to go get Davante Adams for the money, for the receiving, for the aggression to make the playoffs. It all checks out. I think Davante Adams should be a Washington Commander, and that is my hope. Not as a Commanders fan. I'm not a Commanders fan, But as an NFL fan, I think this would make the most sense, and I think this would be the most fun, honestly, outside of maybe the New York Jets. Of course, that reunion with Aaron Rodgers would be cool. Maybe they're a serious contender if you add Davante Adams. But I think it would be really, really cool. And I'm not saying the Commanders are now a Super Bowl winning team if you add Davante Adams, but you're definitely a playoff team. I think you're even a division winner if you add Davante Adams. I think you win the NFC East. That's how confident I am. I think you beat the Eagles out. I don't think the Cowboys are going to win it if you add Davante Adams. What a rookie year that would be for Jaden Daniels. What a resurrection that would be for the Washington Commander organization. Make it happen. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you a fan of this Davante Adams idea? Because I'm loving it, bro. I think this is the greatest idea I've probably ever had. I'm just kidding. But you let me know down in the comments. I'll be in the comments responding. And let's just have a great football conversation. Until next time. I'll see you, fellas.